are actually going to. Here we go now. The lights coming on for the Italian Grand Prix. SRC Season 2, Round 11. Getting underway in Italy. We are underway now. Jonas with a good start to get alongside Ronhar, it looks like, and he has done. Felipe goes to the outside, and we're free wide going towards turn 1 on lap 1. Who's going to come out the other side on top, though? Ronhar dives it in very deep under brakes and sees his first position out of the corner. A little bit wide on the exit, but he's got a good enough exit to hold the lead. Felipe gets off into second place. Jonas is into third. Critch in fourth with Sirra in fifth. After a very good start from him, Felipe's going for the lead almost. Or was it a defence from Jonas? Hard to tell. But the top three changing position ever so slightly, even though Ronhar has held on to the lead well.
Yeah, absolutely. Jonas has lost out a little bit there as a bit wider out on the second part of the chicane. Oxtes has had a fantastic start down at the back. He's now up into P8 on the back of the VSG boys. Agonized getting a couple of places up as well. But Matthew Rees had a really poor start there. I think he's involved in a little bit of contact off the beginning. And yeah, he's dropped quite a few places. So that's unfortunate. And I think he has got a little bit of a challenge now, given he's on those soft tyres.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's not looking great for Matthew Rees being all the way down there, but you never know what can happen later on in the race. Sirra's got both VSG boys behind him right now. He did make a good start, as I mentioned earlier on, into fifth place for Sirra, but he seems to be already almost losing the front four, as now he's on the defensive. Dace Rombus heads to the outside line going into turn 1. Sirra's on the ERS here, but Dace is going to be getting a little bit of extra slipstream right now. Into turn 1 they go. Sirra's got the inside line, and he's got the place as well. Gibbs and Oxtes also battling.
That flag a little bit more by the side of people's names, but at the moment actually has to move now. Let's see if that's going to come off. Oh, what a move. I think he's made it around the outside, hasn't he?
No, not quite. He's not made it. Gibbs has been pushed, or if that is Gibbs you're talking about, been pushed out by Oxtes at the moment. Gave it a good go for the first chicane, but not quite enough for the moment. Vitinho has dived into that gap. In front is now losing places as well. Gibbs down the inside, trying to join this party as they go through turn 1 and 2. Oxtes holds on well though, and he's still in 9th position, actually fairly comfortably as well, as they go round the Curva Grande right now. We'll see. There's a big slipstream going on, a bit of a battle as well. Gibbs, oh my goodness me, he's trying to go either side to try and make the overtake, but he's actually nearly lost control of the car. A couple of people going for an alternate strategy. Kowalski's continuing to make moves up the inside of Gibbs now. The medium tyres starting to creep their way up the soft tyres that far away, and the tyres are looking okay. So I'd just try and stretch it, because if you manage it, and you'll be right up front and right in the money for the race win.
He's going to have the inside line here, so he's actually managed to get the quite well. And is he going to be able to brake a bit later? They brake about at the same time, and just a little bit of a pinch.
Now Oxtes trying to defend from Ewan, but doesn't take the inside line. Here comes Kowalski though. He's going to get a slipstream off both of them, going 216 miles an hour down towards turn 1. That's absolutely it's fairly good if your name is Ronhar, Felipe and Critch, really. Because really starting to get towards the end of their tyre life right now as Ewan goes down the outside actually of Agonized, and now here comes Kowalski as well. He's going to get that move done, skating it in on the brakes. And that's Critch goes into the pit lane, but he goes in too fast in the wet conditions. Multiple issues going on here. Mulder's out of the race, and we have a safety car.
Oh, wow.
Vizzy was involved. Third place. Kowalski's had an amazing pit stop, and he's into third here. Critch is coming down the pit straight right now, and he's got that penalty hanging over his head. Let's not forget, as they go to the safety car line, I believe, Kowalski just made it. Critch is trying very hard to make it, actually.
He's missed
and he's just
well.
gone deep into turn 1. He'll be just ahead of his as he goes through the boxes. And we're going to have 12 laps of green flag racing, hopefully to the end, without intervention now from the safety car. Out of Parabolica he goes. Doesn't quite floor it because he's got to be a little bit careful. Ronhar was incredibly attentive on that restart. Wow. And look at them now, side by side as they go over the line, trying to make this work. And there's already been spinners and crushes even in the background. Some pit stops already being made for front wing damage, I can only presume. As into turn 1 they go. Felipe holds on to the lead. Ronhar's in second ahead of Kowalski, Oxtes, Critch, Ewan, Marvin, Leopard, Sirra and Gibbs, your top 10
They're all just coming for a scar. Well, actually, they're going through Parabolica now. So let's see if any of them do come into the pits. A couple are, aren't they?
Oh, he sped. Ronhar has sped into the pit. How many times have we seen that today? not least from Critch, who's followed him in here.
Of Marvin as well.
There are some, it's going to be actually quite close enough. For outside line, he goes for the VSG driver. He skates it, sliding through the corner, trying to make this work, but it doesn't work. And we've still got 7 drivers to pit. The gap between VZ and Ronhor really isn't changing, though. And I wonder if Felipe and Kowalski figured that this might actually not be worth it. If we stay out here, we might be able to make this and stay in front of them once again. Kowalski now getting a little bit closer. 3/10 of a second between himself and Felipe. They head out of Ascari right now, trying to keep things clean on the exit there. Let's just get a quick look as to what their warnings are like. Kowalski is on 2, so he's going to have to be very, very careful right now. And for the final 2 laps of this race, he's going to have to try and make a move without getting another warning, because that will give him a 3-second time penalty and it will lose him places, maybe 2 in this one, maybe to Leopard and to Syrah. Here he comes though. He is on the ERS button right now. Felipe goes to defend. Down the inside line is a turn 1. Kowalski making his first moves. He just feints to the inside ever so slightly. Gives the impression that he was going to go to the inside, but not for the moment. He's just getting in the mirrors though, starting to apply that pressure to Felipe out in front.
Yeah, absolutely. Just tried force Felipe into maybe just getting on the throttle a little and letting those rears just spin up, and then it should give him the opportunity, but not quite working there. Just saying, look, I'm in your mirrors, just keep an eye on me, and yeah, don't look ahead, because I'm going to be going for a move at some point, but he does just want to keep close enough for the moment, and then maybe try again into turn 1 next time out.
He's just made a little bit of a mistake again out of the Della Roggia chicane, so he's going to have to work very, very hard now to try and make the difference. Let's see about the ERS. They're both on very similar, but Felipe didn't have to engage any going down towards Ascari right now, whereas Kowalski did just there. So, oh, and he's got a penalty! Oh. He's got a penalty as well through Ascari, and that is going to put pay to any challenge he had of winning this race. He's going to want to get ahead of Leopard as well now and try and pull that 3-second margin, but it's going to be very, very difficult for him to do. He's 7/10 behind Felipe right now. Leopard is only 1.5 behind Kowalski, and getting a 1.5-second margin when you're all so close like this in just one lap is going to be very, very hard for Kowalski and nearing impossible as well. So Kowalski may well finish this race in 4th place behind his teammate Syrah, although that will not matter as much because they are teammates after all.
Yeah, obviously team game at the end of the day, so yeah, just the same amount of points, but disappointing for Kowalski because that does mean he won't be able to get that win. But Leopard has now got himself into P2 from right at the back of the grid. This has been an absolutely brilliant race from the WR boy, and I think this is probably one he'll be happiest with this season, I think.
Absolutely, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how the season develops now. But despite that penalty, RL are gaining a lot of points in this championship. So it's a very, very good day for those guys. Oxtes was just falling off the pace there of Ron Horley. It looks like he's going to finish 9th all in all. Critch may not finish in 12th place there because that's a 3-second time penalty for him in this one, and he may drop down the order ever so slightly. Felipe, though, is coming out of Ascari right now, leading the train. Kowalski is in his slipstream right now, trying to get through, but he's not going to be able to just for the moment. Leopard has just lost a bit of time on you in there, but nothing really doing. Kowalski is going to lose that place, and Leopard is going to get 2nd place in this one, it looks like. But coming through the final corner right now, Shazoo Felipe once again celebrating his 9-month anniversary of being with Team Shazoo. He celebrates with a victory at the Italian Grand Prix. It's his 2nd SRC Italy victory. He won here in Season 1. He's won again in Season 2. Leopard finishes 2nd ahead of Syrah in 3rd. Kowalski in 4th. BRL are 3rd and 4th in this one. Shazoo 1st and 5th. Good days for those guys, but Sync are going to be a long, long way down when this is all said and done. The wet tyres have not come off for the likes of Ron Hall today. He's going to be very frustrated with how this race has gone. He finishes in 8th position. Oxtes is going to be 9th. Critch is going to be 12th. And it's a disaster for Sync, I'm afraid, in a time where they really could do without it. They are going to be a long, long way down in this championship now, with not very many races remaining.
Yeah, and for a point in this race, VSG were 5th and 6th, but after going on those wet tyres, Days Rhombus being forced to double stack as well, they have fallen right at the bottom. I think they were the team that probably suffered the most points, well, I suppose Sync did because they were a little bit higher up. But on actual positions lost, I think probably VSG boys did lose the most there. But yeah, they've both kept on track. And I'm surprised you didn't see any more DNFs come the end of the race in that wet conditions. So it's again a testament to these drivers. And all the retirements we did have were due to collisions by the looks of it. So yeah, really clean race. And I think the stewards will be slightly less busy this time out.
Yeah, slightly on this occasion, but they will have that Mulder and Vizzy incident to sort out. We didn't, or I didn't catch it anyway. I don't know if you did on the stream or not, but no, it was out of the race for Mulder, I'm afraid. But Leopard put in a good performance, getting the driver of the day of the game. But you at home have given the driver of the day to the race winner, Felipe, which is hard to argue with. So yeah, congratulations to Felipe for not only his second race win here in Italy for SRC, but also driver of the day as well. I believe, now I'm just going to count, I believe this is a fact. He won SRC Season 1 around here. He won the first WR race of F1 2020 around here. He won the first TSRL race around here of 2020. He won the BRL race around here. I believe this is the 5th league race victory of Felipe around this circuit, and that is quite frankly scary.
Yeah, he's absolutely mental. He's had, yeah, you mentioned it before the race as well. Jay loves this track, and I think he's proven it really well today to beat Kowalski. I mean, in a fair fight, because they were on the same strategy, I believe, as well, weren't they? He's legitimately beaten Kowalski. That is absolutely fair play, and I think Shazoo will be very, very happy with this one.
Yeah, absolutely.